BJ from Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here. Jambalaya Plays Games.
Oh.
We're talking spicy games, and I stole a picture of Jambalaya off of one of your feeds, and that is for this next game we want to talk about, Bloomtown.
Yeah. All right. So we have Bloomtown is by Sidekick Games, and I believe this is their first game.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe this is their first game. This is a Walmart exclusive.
So this is Jambalaya on the screen talking about Bloomtown.
Yeah.
With Jambalaya on the screen talking about Bloomtown.
Wow. I almost was wearing the same shirt. All right. Anyway,
it's true.
I was wearing the same shirt. No, actually, let's keep that on the screen. Let's keep that on the screen. So what you're doing in Bloomtown is it's a tile laying and like drafting game. So you have these different types of buildings. You're going to have like residential buildings, shops, subways, and all that stuff. They're all different colors. You have your main board, which I have my fingers on right there on the screen, and you're going to be taking tiles from your hand. You're always going to have two, and you're placing it on one of the flowers in one of those rows and columns. When you play this game, so when you place it, you always get points. Always, it is points from the get-go. So every time you place it, you will at least get 1 point. That's why I tell people you always get something. And when you place it, you also will score for the combo condition for that for that tile. So let's say like if it's a purple building, it needs to be in a row or column with the same building. If it's a subway, it needs to be in a zigzag. So if you're in diagonals and zigzags, then you need that as well. You also have the reds, which are I can't remember what they're called, but like they have to be unique buildings next to them. You also have shops, which have specific requirements like red and green buildings, so you kind of have to do that. And then you have parks, which can be a 1, 2, or 3 sets, and they score you bonuses. Now, I'm saying all that because you have to pay attention to how the tiles roll out because it's kind of random. Over on the city board, over on the right, you're going to see a stack of tiles. Inside of there are scoring tiles that go on the top of the board up there, as you can see with the little arrows and different things like that.
Sure.
And when the first one comes up, you know that the second one may come up and we have to rescore it. It's called rescoring. And you are trying to pay attention to, like what stack you grab from at the bottom, because when you place a tile, whatever flower you place it on, you're going to grab from that stack. So there's a little bit of strategy of not only placing things that score in a certain combo, but also I want to place it on the flower, on this flower right here, because I specifically want the tile from that board. But you're also creating a timer for the game because once a certain amount of stacks are gone, that's the end of the game. So you're up against a lot, and you don't know how random it is. Just by the first tile that you flip over trying to get another tile for your hand, you could cause something to score right away, and it's useless. So for that game, maybe this building scoring is useless for right now. So you have that. You also have, you can get consecutive turns. You have a tile that you can flip over that gives you a couple different little abilities. There is an A and a B side. So there's an easy side where everything's the same in the rows and the columns. And then there's one that's like different in every single one. So you just have like a little bit of different setup. Also, these bloom tiles right here give you like a second turn, or they allow you to, they give you a second turn, or they allow you to double score. So there's a lot of scoring in this game. And we're talking, easily 80, 90, 100, 100 points. It's a very feel-good type game for that reason.
I'm not getting a sense of the weight, though. How heavy is this game? It seems kind of light.
This is actually a really light game.
Okay.
But I think once you get to that side where you're going to have these, where the pattern is not the same, because the pattern being the same on one side. I'm sorry, this is the side with the pattern. This is the side where the pattern is the same. So like when the columns and rows aren't the same, that's where it's going to get real thinky, because you got, I said thinky, sorry. Anyway, but that's where it's going to get tough, because now you're not just going like, okay, I know that when I do all the roses that I'm going to have this lined up. Now you're like, okay, so the rose is over here. I need to get to the rose, but that's not going to set up my combo right now. I got to think a little bit further out. That's where it's going to go. So think like when you play Azul, and you play the regular side, and then like you just want to go crazy and try to do the other side, not that intense, but at the same time, that level of thinking that you may, like I said, you probably be pretty interested in. I think this game, now, like I said, this game is not a home run. I think the big turnoff for this game when you do play it, especially for a first timer, is to see that scoring thing goes so fast. So making sure you shuffle the tiles is so important because it really stinks. I mean, as you take down a player count, you're already going to have a certain amount of tiles taken out. And then on top of that, to have, let's say, 2 of these things hit the rescoring option already, first 2 turns, first 2-3 turns, it takes some of the, the excitement out of the game. But you do score every time you place a tile. So it's like,
I'm looking at the designers, and I think, aren't they the same ones that just put out Copenhagen? That looks like the same people.
Yes, it is.
But Sidekick Games is not familiar to me.
No, they're new.
New company?
Okay. Yeah, they're new. And yeah, this is on, I think it was even on sale on Black Friday. So yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was a pretty good deal.
So I would, like I said, this is another one where I think,
try before you buy.
If you did buy this one, you bought it on sale, you would probably be very, very happy with it. I think it's a good game. So I think it's a good game. I just don't think it's like super home run. I had fun playing it. It was a nice light game.
Fun game. Yeah. Bloomtown from Sidekick Games.